Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of his only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now we're dealing with prophecy, and the issue with this prophecy is these other nations, especially dealing with the Christian church and these theologians and scholars, see, they would go into the scriptures and they would pull out the prophecies about the Messiah. See, they would go into Daniel 9 and talk about the 9 weeks. See, they'll go into Revelation and talk about the river Euphrates. See, they'll go all into the prophecies when it's convenient for them. See, when it's convenient for what they talking about, the prophecies are true. The prophecies never fail. The prophecies is still in effect. Nothing has changed because Yahweh Shah Mashiach came on the scene. See, he didn't change the so-called Old Testament then. The law is still in effect when it comes to them, proving that Yahweh Shah came and fulfilled these prophecies. So you can go online and pull up prophecy, and they'll have a whole list of scriptures proving the prophecies of the coming Messiah. Now, outside of that, when you go into the prophecy, they turn into blind, retarded, uh, uh, mentally challenged people. See, they turn into people that can't understand the difference between green and red. See, they become very simple. And so this is that's prophecy in itself, but we see how they love to gaslight. They will gaslight you forever. And this is their greatest skill that they have acquired, this skill of gaslighting. And if you don't know what gaslighting is, that's when you see something and another person convince you that or they try to convince you that what you're looking at is not what you're looking at. They try to convince you that it's something else. See, right in your face. And they know what you're saying is the truth, but they're using a mind trick on you. See, and they call it gaslighting. And it all stems from a story where you had people, or this husband, he was gaslighting his wife, and it was between a candle and the electric lights. And he was trying to convince her that it was the candles or the electric lights when she was looking right at the situation. But he kept trying to convince her, no, you're not seeing what you think you're seeing. That's something else. That's the other lights. That's not those lights, you see. And this is the stuff that these so-called Christians try to do with the scriptures. And it's especially the other nations because they don't want to face their judgments. See, it's just like a criminal. He gonna hide and he gonna disguise himself. He gonna try to get out of town. They done gave him a sentence, but he gonna try to get out of town. And the judge say, well, we gonna set you bail. And that's what Yahweh Shah doing with these other nations. He giving them a grace period. See, we gonna give you bail and the trial is gonna come up soon. So you go home and wait for the trial to get us to send you a date to go to trial. But what did this person do? See, he wants to escape. He wants to run off. That's why they have to put the house up for collateral. The whatever possessions that the person got, they put up for collateral, so they don't got to sit in the jail and wait for the trial to come. And see, this is what these so-called Christians and Muslims and anybody dealing with the scriptures, they trying to gaslight you on some stuff that you can clearly see and that the scriptures clearly say. They gonna gaslight it, and they gonna say they gonna put a disguise on whatever the truth is. So let's get these scriptures that's clearly showing how these nations is going into slavery. See if I got my Bible close by. Now we're gonna start with Yahushua. Well, let's start with that Job 34 and 26. No, not 26. 29. It says, when he giveth quietness, who can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? So it's pretty much saying when the Lord want to cause some trouble or he want to make everything quiet, there's nobody that can stop that situation. They can't buck the Lord. That's what goes on with the Christian church trying to tell people that the angels can buck the Lord. It's impossible. They say when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? See, if he don't want you to see him, you're not going to see him. Whether it be done, meaning whether the Lord do something, whatever he want to do, whatever he wants to be done, this is what he do, whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. Because see, these people, the first thing they're going to try to come out their lips with that's not my nation, or that's not righteous for God to judge me due to my nation acting a fool. See, but when it comes to the nation of Israel, they fine with that. Let's go ahead and get that. Is it 4:8? No, it's 5:7. They say our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have to bore their iniquity. See, when it comes to the nation of Israel, they got to pay for what their forefathers did. See, they got to go into slavery. They so-called rejected Yahushua, so now they don't get the kingdom like he promised them to have, and he gonna replace them and everything. It's cool when it comes to the nation of Israel, but when it comes to them, no, I'm not a part of that nation. Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't kill nobody. I don't hate nobody. See, they go to making it personal to themselves. But the Lord have judged nations. He do things to nations. And he did it to the nation of Israel. And he gonna do it to the rest of these people. And they trying to get away from their judgment. You see. Now let's go into, while I'm in lamentation, let's go ahead and get 22. It say the punishment of your iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. See, the Israelites have been in slavery multiple times, 7 times. Completion. The number 7 means completion. See, they completely went into captivity. It says, he will no more carry you away into captivity. He will visit your iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover your sin. So he telling the Israelites, you not going into slavery no more. I done threw you into slavery multiple times. And most of the time, it wasn't because of what you did. It was because of what your forefathers did. See, I always say we bore the iniquity of our father. Now when you go into Joel, they let Joel break it all the way down. Because these people know you go into today's scholarship and you bring up Joel 3 and 2, they're going to say, oh, that's the second coming. Yeah, you're right about that. That's the Messianic kingdom and all this mess. But then the rest of the so-called chapter, it's irrelevant to the conversation. See, everything else is irrelevant, but when it comes to two, this is the second coming. He gonna gather the nation in Armageddon. See, but they don't tell you why he gonna do it. But look at what he say. He say, "I will gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat." I mean, all these nations gonna have to pay, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. Why he gonna plead with these nations? Whom they have scattered among the nations. See, he's not talking about a Christian church. He didn't scatter the Christian church among the nations and parted my land. See, he didn't part. They didn't send all the Christians all over the world and part the Christians' land that the Christians had. See, the so-called Christian, is the one uh, grabbing people from all over the place and throwing them on slave ships and selling them, colonizing the whole world. That's what the Christians is doing. Look at verse 3. It says, "And they have cast lots for my people." See, sold my people with a piece of paper. They used a piece of paper. So that's what casting lots is. You putting something down on paper. You using some object and you making a bet or you making a deal with somebody. See, and you making that deal using that piece of paper, selling people. See, it's only one incident on the earth where these people was putting this stuff on paper. I got 4 wenches and 4 Negroes, and I'm selling them for $300 a piece. It says, "And have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine." And both of that is certified, the pedophilia and the drinking of the wine. Now, we're going to get right to the point. Verse 6, it says, "The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border." Now, verse 19 lets you know them Grecians was the so-called Edomites. It named Edom only. Let's see here. Verse 7 say, "Behold, I will raise them up. I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah." See, the Edomites' sons and daughters is going to get sold to the children of Judah in the second coming. See, in the World War III. "And they shall sell them to the Sabaeans." So the Sabaeans is going to be taskmasters for the Israelites, for the children of Israel, for the children of Jerusalem. Then in verse 9 it says, "Prepare for war." It's going to be a war that's going to pop this whole thing off. That's what the Joel 3 and 2 was talking about. He going to gather all nations and have a war with them because they were selling people in the slave trade, man. And they going to have to get sold to the so-called children of Israel, and the children of Israel gonna make the so-called Hamite Africans be taskmasters over they behind. Now let's get it somewhere else. Isaiah 14. Let's get verse 2. It say, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." They're going to rule over their oppressors. Who are their oppressors? Verse 18, "All the kings of the nations, even all of them," see, is the oppressor. "They lie in glory, everyone in his own house." They jump down to 21. It say, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers." See, all of the kings of the nations, their children is going to have to go into slavery and pay. See, for the iniquity of their fathers. this is what these other nations gonna have to do. Now let's get it in Ezekiel, no, Jeremiah, Salakia 30 and 16. It said, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all your adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. See, no matter if you was dealing with anything or not, if you are part of that nation, you going into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Okay. Now I'm thinking we got another one. Let me look at this Deuteronomy 30. It says where is it? Verse 7. Now when you look at what happened to the Israelites in verse 3, it says, then the Lord God will turn your captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord have scattered thee. Verse 7, and the Lord God will put all these curses upon your enemies and on them that hate thee and which persecute thee. So the enemy is going to have to go into slavery. See? Because that's what the main part of the curses. They're going to have to go into captivity. All right, let's get another one. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get Isaiah 60. Where is it? I'm going to get 10 and say, and the sons of strangers shall build your walls. Why they going to be building up the walls of the kingdom? Because they're going to be slaves. See, they're going to be slaves building up the wall of the Israelites. It says, and their king shall minister unto thee, for in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy upon thee. It says, therefore the gate shall be open continuously, and highlight that. They shall not be shut day nor night, then that men, meaning those kings, may bring upon thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. See, all these Gentile kings of the other nations, they're going to have to bring the wealth to the Israelites. Let's get it out of Zechariah 14 and 14. It says, and Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. See, they all gonna have to pay. Let's jump back to verse 8. Chapter 8, the last verse. It says, thus says the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, meaning all the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. See, now they trying to come with the nation of Israel. That's what Isaiah 14 was saying, that the strangers shall cleave to the Israelites, because they going to have to go into slavery. Let's get Yahweh's words on this one. Because this is what he gave the Apostle John. Now, you go into these theologians' prophecies and what they break down on Revelation 13, they'll tell you, especially Jehovah Witness, tell you straight up that Revelation 13 is talking about America. And look at what gonna happen to America. Verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. because this America, Babylon the Great, they the one put the children of Israel into slavery. And that's where they're going to have to go. Let's get it out of Revelation 2. What, 26? It's in red letters, so this is Yahweh's voice. It said, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation. See, he going to be ruling over the nation. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As a vessel of a potter shall they be broken to sugar. So this is the punishment that these people is going to get. Now, Yahweh was the son of David, so King David broke it down the same way. And this is the song that the Israelites is singing. Look at what he said in verse 1. This is the song that has been sung in these last days. It say, praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints. Because you see, nowadays, these people are using music to destroy the children of Israel. See, music is one of the major ways that they're destroying the next generation. So it says, it's going to be a new song we going to sing. Okay, let me get right to the point. It says, verse 6, let the high praises of God be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen, see the non-Israelites, and punishment upon the people to bind their kings with chains. See, they kings is going in the chain. And their nobles with fetters of iron. See, they're going to be put in chains and thrown into slavery. To execute upon them the judgment written. See, all the prophets wrote how these people is going to go they behind into slavery. See, and all of this gaslighting that they doing, it's not going to work because the scriptures, like Yahweh shall say, the scriptures cannot be broken. See, you can't say that what's going on is not what is written is not going to happen. Now, you got it in the where is it? Let's see here. It's another one where it's giving them their judgment so clear. Is it Colossians? Let me just get Colossians. It says, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done. So that's why I say he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And there is no respect of person. See, he's not just gonna punish the Israelites and not gonna punish these other nations. And Jeremiah 25. And this is what this so-called Christian and these Bible scholars are pushing. That God is not going to punish nobody else. It says, for lo, I will begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name, talking about the Israelites. And should ye be utterly unpunished. So he done punish the Israelites with the chattel slavery. He gonna punish these other nations. Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, says the Lord of hosts. Now, what is he going to do to them? Let's get that in Isaiah 26, I'm thinking. Might be 24, yeah, 24. Isaiah 24, starting at verse 21, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. See, what are you going to do to them? And they shall be gathered together as prisoners. See, just like a prisoner, that's what the 13th Amendment was. See, slavery is only legal if you turn them into a prisoner after them breaking the law. See, after they break the law, Salakia, after they break the law, then that we can make them a prisoner, which is another word for a slave. See, prisoners of war. Then we can turn them into a slave. It says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited. See, this is how these nations and these kings, see, not just the man alone, not just the king alone, but the whole kingdom. Every last one of these people in those nations going into slavery. Why? The Israelites, every last one of them went into slavery. Let's go ahead and get it. Luke 21:24. Yahweh declared, he said, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captives into all nations. So the Israelites were scattered amongst these nations and helped these nations build up their walls, like Isaiah 60:10 say that these nations gonna do for us. The sons of strangers shall build your walls. See, we was helping them build up their walls. It says, in Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentile. They was gonna part our land, like Joel 3:2 say, until the time, meaning it's gonna be a period of time that they ain't gonna be doing this no more. It's gonna be a period of time where the Israelites ain't gonna be into slavery to the Gentile. See, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. See, until their time is up, and then that time they behind into slavery. And so this is what is going on. These people can't gaslight nobody, man. Let's get these Babylonians here who are Edomites. Now, this is clear. Look at verse 3. It says, For there they had carried us away captives, required of us a song. This is what is going on with the music industry. You see, the greatest music that's being pushed out is coming from these Negroes and the Spanish in the projects. You see, you got Carly B, you got Lil Wayne. See, and then who is doing this? Who is carried us away captive? Verse 7. It say, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. See, when we go get our power back, he gonna remember what these dragons did. See, and what did he call them in verse 8? O daughter of Babylon. See, these Edomites is the Babylonians. And that's what that Isaiah 14, talking about the king of Babylon, is talking about these Edomites. They got to pay for the iniquities of their fathers. Now, I want one more. Where is it? Was it Daniel? Daniel. Let's get that 7 and 18. Well, we know Daniel 2:44 say we gonna Yahweh is gonna come and destroy these kings that's on the earth. But look at what this one say. Verse 18, it say, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. See, the saints is going to be the ones to take the kingdom with Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah ain't going to be just one man reigning over a bunch of people. No, it's going to be the 144,000 Israelites reigning with him and a great crowd of Israelites that's to the sand of the sea. That's what Revelation 7 is talking about. It's not talking about other people gonna reign with the Israelites when they got to have their punishment. When they was all in their own land, like they is now, with all this money, flying to America to get even richer off the children of Israel. See, now I wanted another one. Where is it? talking about these jokers being in chains. Oh, Isaiah. See, it's in multiple places, man. All of these nations is going in the chain. Verse 14, it says, Thus says the Lord, the labor of Egypt, the merchandise of Ethiopia, and the Sabaeans, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be yours. They shall come after you in chains. They shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee, and shall make supplication unto thee, saying, Surely God is in you, and there is none else. There is no God, see, other than the God of Israel. It's going to get 17 and say, But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. That's what was being quoted in John 3:16 by Yahweh. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. See, it's not going to be an end to no Israelites. They're going to defeat these nations and throw they behind into slavery. See, and they're going to be in submission to the Israelites forever. Let's go ahead and get Isaiah 2:2. He said, And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain and shall be exalted above the hills. I mean, we're going to be above these nations. And all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye and let us go to the mountain of the Lord. See, that's what the other verses were saying. They're going to hold on to the skirt of a Jew. They're going to say, God is with you. See, we're going to put them in chains, and they're going to say, we need to come with you. See, it says, many people shall go and say, Come ye and let us go to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. See, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion, meaning out of the children of Israel, shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. See, the Israelites is going to be pushing this thing because they're going to go back to their homeland. Let's get down to Jeremiah. When they go back to their homeland, they're going to be handed out orders. See, that's what them going back to their homeland is going to signify, or that's going to be the whole point. They're going to go back to their homeland, and other nations going to have to come up and get the law from them. Verse 15. Now 14, I'm just shortening up 14, talking about Egypt. But it says in 15, But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So when they go back into that land, then these other nations are going to have to come and serve them and build up their walls and follow their laws. See? So this is a clear demonstration of how these peoples is going into slavery. And they can't gaslight nobody and get out of it. See, it's not going to be no gaslighting from these other nations. Let's get it out of Revelation because I know how a Christian think. Where is it? Revelation 21 and 12. It says, And had a wall great and high and 12 gates, and the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So in that kingdom, there's going to be 12 gates, and only the children of Israel can go into them gates. Okay, and then here in 24, it says, And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. Because when America is destroyed, these other peoples on the east coast of the world, they gonna be still alive because they got to build up the kingdom. Because when we say that we gonna destroy these other nations, people say, well, who gonna be y'all slaves? See, we just, if you in America and maybe in some of them islands in Alaska, you might be destroyed. But when you go over here to these nations that's shooting the missiles, you're gonna be alive, and we gonna throw your behind in the chain. It said, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. See, right in Revelation, it's telling you that the kings of the earth is not the 12 tribes of the Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel are going to have the kingdom with the 12 gates. And the kings of the earth going to have to bring whatever they got into the kingdom to the Israelites. Now, and he just quoting, Apostle John is following the protocol. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, is no light in them. See, he quoting Isaiah right here. See, Isaiah 60. This is what he's pretty much quoting, because this is what's going to happen. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.